Welcome, guys, to our roasted lamb and truffle polenta experience. We are so excited to be making this with you guys.
Yep.
The lamb, lamb is a very special protein, right?
Yep.
It takes a lot. It's a protein that the farmer really has to care about the animal, right? And we got a really cool video to show you the farmers that actually raise the lamb that you guys will be enjoying, and how much pride they take in the lamb that they are raising. And then it's also a protein that you got to get going early, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to get this class going a little bit quicker than we normally do. We're going to get that polenta going. We're going to have Sarah come out. She's going to make her incredible Pim's Cup. We hope everybody out there has their Pim's Cup garnishes at the ready, right? Deborah down there is very ready for that Pim's Cup. Tammy, are you ready for some garnish games down there? Oh yeah, look at that. She has her meal sauce ready to go down there.
Tammy is ready to go.
Oh yeah, awesome. And then we're gonna get into roasting that lamb, and then we got a wonderful performance by Darnell Abraham for you guys today. We had Margia open the room for you, and then we're gonna close out this room with Darnell, and so it's gonna be a great class.
Yeah, very excited. Love the lamb.
Awesome. And for anyone joining us for the first time, is there anybody joining us for the first time? Let's see a show of hands out there. All right, we got Barbara, Rachel, Weinstein, and then Aylin and Monica. Corey, what up? What up, guys? My name is Jason.
Nice.
And this is Tyler.
I'm Tyler. How you doing?
We're so excited to cook with you guys today. We got a couple best practices for success in these cooking classes, right? First of which is video on, mute on, right? So we got about 10 people that have their video off, right? Go ahead, kick those videos on. We love watching you guys cook. We love the little adorable chef hat that Chef Cheryl has over there.
Yeah, we do.
Look at that little chef hat.
Nice. Oh, wow. And now it is on there. There you go.
Awesome. So video on, mute on, right? And as we're doing this, if you have any questions, throw those questions into the chat, okay? And so throw those questions right into the chat. I'm watching the chat. Tyler's watching the chat. Brett should be watching the chat, right? And then we are watching you guys, right? And so we're going to help answer any questions in the chat, and then we're watching you guys. And for the individuals joining us for the first time, let's go ahead, blow up that chat, find where it says chat, tell us where are you cooking from, okay? We know we got Tiffany and Charlene out there from San Francisco. We got Unise. What up, Unise? So blow up that chat. All right, we got Jamie. Nice. Angelina in Napa Valley.
We got Iowa City. Falls Ground, Georgia.
Falls Ground, Georgia. Nice. I'm from Alpharetta, Georgia. We got Chicago.
Marblehead, Mass.
Oh, yeah. We got Kelly Williams, Seattle, 9th class. 9th class for Kelly Williams out there.
Yeah. Look at that. We got the OIO.
We got Scott and Katie, St. Louis. Nice. Megan Solomon, Seattle, go Hawks. Go Hawks.
In all caps.
In all caps.
Megan, thank you.
I think her keyboard might be broken.
I like
All right, we got Trevor Coos down there from Flint, Michigan. Tammy from San Bruno. And then we got, it says Anacap Dental. And then the thing says, I'm Larry from Tucson.
Nice. What's up, Larry?
What up, Larry from Tucson? Jaqueen says San Francisco, 20 plus classes we think out there.
That is right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Justin.
All right, do we got more than 30 classes out there? Anybody more than 30 classes? I know Cheryl and Judy are past 30.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. And so, Sonia and Peter said 8th and 9th class. Megan Solomon is past 30 classes out there. We got Peter Grappino
G up in the house.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Killer, guys.
Nice.
So, as we're doing this, we're going to check in with you guys by using the thumbs up, okay? And so, because we're getting the thumbs up going, right, we're going to build that energy up a little slower, right? So what we're going to do, our first thumbs up is going to be a slow motion thumbs up, okay? You guys ready for this? So it's going to look a little something like this. It's like in the Matrix, right? You pop it up. Okay, so let's see that slow motion thumbs up out there.
Angelina with the slow motion thumbs up.
Nice. Oh, look at Tina and Chris, Jim and Karen, Ed and Mandy. All right, we got Kathy Martin out here.
Yeah, we
awesome.
do.
We got Jack.
There they are.
Oh my God. Alright, I just wanted to try that out, okay?
Yeah, man.
You guys did great. Perfect. We got Meg Nichols. I think I'm about 15 using my sister's computer, but this is Adalia. What is up, Adalia?
Oh, hey, what's up, Adalia?
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, they got that slow motion thumbs up
That's the
working down there.
slow-mo thumbs up. Oh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Alright, perfect. So, the way we're going to communicate with you guys is through the thumbs up. If you're looking good, you'll give us a thumbs up. Looking... You need some time, give us a half thumbs, right? If you catch something on fire, okay, give us a thumbs down, okay? And then Charlene has one question. She says her carpaccio was out overnight. Charlene, you have nothing to worry about because that is a sealed, safe product.
Shelf stable.
It is now shelf stable,
It is shelf stable.
Until you open it.
Yep. So you are all good out there. Turn that frowny face into a smiley face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm probably not the only one, maybe.
Nice.
That's why it makes a great stocking stuffer.
It
okay?
absolutely does.
Put it in that stocking, let it sit until next Christmas, you'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now available on the website.
Now available on the website. Let's see what we got in this box out here.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. So inside of this box, right, you're going to want to go ahead and pull out that recipe card. Yep, over there. Stunning. And so in that recipe card, right, you will find we broke it down into our little sections. Okay, so we have our mise en place, right, and our ingredients. Okay, which we like to go through those guys real quick, right? So first off, we have what we call our mise en place, which is everything we're going to need for this recipe, right? And with that, we've got Jason here as our mise en place model, right? Look at that. Mise en place model over here. Carol. GQ Magazine. Oh. Blowing kisses. So first we will need a cutting board.
Oh,
To cut things on.
for chopping.
Look at that.
Sometimes they call it a chopping block.
They call it a chopping board in England.
Yep.
We also need a mesh strainer, right? Look at that. That is a strainer. That is mesh. If you don't have one of those, right, you can use a bowl, right? Works perfectly fine too. When we get to the straining side of that polenta, we'll walk you through it. We'll also need a pair of tongs. Oh yeah. There you go, Deborah. Nice tongs over there. Excellent.
Perfect. Nice tongs, Steve and Linda.
We will also need a sheet tray lined with some aluminum foil.
Oh. Over at the cook's house, they jumped ahead there. You will need a knife.
Yeah.
You will need a knife or lightsaber.
Or lightsaber. That'll make carving that lamb super easy over there.
Or multiple lightsabers for this recipe.
Yeah. You guys will just go straight through that lamb. Like,
Do we have any lightsaber?
Yep. Perfect. And then, Carol, if you're having any trouble with the iPad, try to log on from a laptop if you can, okay?
yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
What do we got next?
We also
here?
need a sheet tray with some aluminum foil on it.
Yep, so do we need one or two of those?
We just need one, but if you have a saute pan that is not oven safe, right, you're going to need two, right? One to go with the lamb onto. So, again, we wrote the recipe with you able to put that pan in the oven, and if you don't have a pan that can go in an oven, right, you'll need a second sheet tray to put that lamb onto.
Perfect.
We'll also need a knife.
We're going to need a knife or lightsaber.
Or lightsaber, right?
Perfect.
Excellent. And a 2-quart pot with a lid on it.
Oh.
Nice lightsaber, Kevin. Beautiful.
Yeah. Does anybody else out there have a lightsaber?
Yeah, any other lightsabers out there?
Any other lightsabers?
We gotta get some lightsabers. I'm like over this whole cutting with a knife thing.
Okay, we have Andrew.
Whoa.
That is
Andrew.
pretty much a lightsaber.
That's basically a lightsaber.
Yep. And then Taylor, you can use a cast iron instead of a saute pan.
Yep. Alexandra over here showing that lightsaber off. And then I think Soa over here showing off this little lightsaber. Oh, nice.
Where did she go?
Where did she go?
Has anybody seen Soa?
Everyone sees Soa over there.
Ran away.
Very nice lightsaber.
Awesome.
Beautiful. We'll also need some paper towels, which I have right here. Right?
Oh.
As well as a large saute pan that is oven safe. Like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That is one right there. And again, if you don't have a pan that can that's oven safe or fits in your oven, grab another sheet tray, right, and we'll just pop that lamb right onto that sheet tray, okay?
Yep. Larry, that's perfect.
Yeah, nice job, Larry.
Yep.
Perfect.
Looking great.
And then we need a whisk.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you guessed it.
You don't want to whisk it. You'll need a whisk.
Ha, ha, ha.
It's a play on risk. Yeah.
I got
All right, you're going to need a whisk out there.
We will also need a little bit of pan spray, which we just sprayed up one of our sheet trays with.
Yep.
Right, for our carrots. If you don't have pan spray, you can use a little bit of olive oil, right? Any oil, a little bit of butter too. Could work. Either of those. We'll also need 2 mixing bowls.
Yep.
A pair.
Yep. The left mixing bowl and the right mixing bowl.
Camera 1, camera 2. Yep, Scott. Very nice examples of mixing bowls over there.
Yep. This is our 12th fast today.
Woo!
Perfect. We will also need a plate, right?
Mmm.
Which we are showing off right there.
Yep. Nothing special here. Just a plate.
It is a very ordinary plate, right? And last but not least, we're also going to need a small pot, okay, over here. Nice. Excellent. So that is the mise en place that we will need to complete this recipe with success. All right? Perfect. Awesome. So next we're going to go through our ingredients real quick. Beautiful.
Perfect. So we got some lovely farm carrots here.
Nice. Bunch carrots.
Some of the finest.
Super sweet.
We got some milk.
Whole milk.
Yep. And then we got the polenta.
Polenta.
And then we got a little preserved lemon. One of my favorite ingredients. Canola oil. Right. A little olive oil. Oil times 2 today.
Beautiful.
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
And then you guys got your sultanas, the rosemary and garlic. And then we got the butter out there.
Yeah, we do.
And then we got our black truffle carpaccio.
Look at that.
And then we got our truffle salt.
We gave you guys 2 packets today because it is an entire rack of lamb.
You guys
that
got
we're
2
cooking.
packets out there.
So you got 2 packets.
And then if you guys got the truffles, this is the start of the white truffles, right? We have these available on the website for gifting purposes. And then we got our Pim's Cup. Carol Dennis is loving that monogram salt bag. You guys like that?
Yep.
Before we ordered all these, we were doing all this by hand.
Yeah, we've done like everything by hand.
Yeah. So those are pretty dope. You can keep something in there. Keep your yo-yo in there. Any avid yo-yoers out there?
Rick. Nice. Rick Leonard.
We got
Avid
Tiffany
yo-yo.
Chen down there. Nice. Purpose. Yo-yoing was like a thing, wasn't it? At some point.
Yeah.
People yo-yo it all the time.
All the time.
Dope. All right, and then Joe's got some white truffles. Perfectly perfect. So what you guys want to do is we're going to get right into rinsing that polenta. So we're going to take it. You want to take that fine mesh strainer, okay? When we talk about mesh strainer, make sure it's a fine mesh strainer, right? Last time we did polenta, people had a couple questions about that. You want the holes in the strainer to be smaller than the polenta.
Right.
Right? And so we're going to get that in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go wash it in the sink.
Yep. So we're gonna rinse that polenta in the sink, okay? And the reason why we're doing that is to make sure that all that little kind of dust that's on that polenta gets rinsed off of it. And that makes sure that the polenta cooks really, really nicely. So it's a small step, right? But it does yield a very, very important result, you know? So, exactly. So we're just giving that polenta a little rinse.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
I got our rinse polenta over here.
That is rinsed.
Perfect. And so if you guys see, it's just a little wet, and I was able to get all of that little dust out of it. You guys see that there?
Yeah.
And
Beautiful. So, what do you think? Should we have everyone turn their ovens on as well?
Yep. Go ahead. Kick those ovens on. 375, right? If you have kind of a lower heat oven, you might need 400.
Yeah. If you have a lower heat oven, you might need 400. And then, over at Drew's house saying, if you don't have a strainer, no problem. So, Drew, you want to take that polenta, put it into a bowl, right? Fill that bowl up with water, just kind of rinse it, and then just dump the water off of it, but leave the polenta in, okay? And that's a good way that you can get a super quick, rinse on it.
Yep. Awesome. And so once you guys get that polenta rinsed, right, we're going to use our 2-quart pot. Me and Tyler are going to switch spots over here.
We are, I'm going into the side that feels very uncomfortable.
And then we're going to get all of this rinsed polenta in this little pot here, okay?
Yeah, we are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All up in there. And then we're going to take this milk, right, and we're going to get that milk in the pot.
Yep, so all of that milk that we sent to you, we're going to use for this recipe, okay?
Yep. And then we're going to add a little pinch of that truffle salt, okay?
Yep.
And so you guys see I'm going in. We're adding one nice little pinch here, okay? Trying to get it from as high as possible. And then you want to whisk it, right? Get a nice whisk on it. Right? Whisk it up. And what's really cool today is for our little after show, right? Sarah's going to be talking to an incredible winemaker, Kathy Corson. And so I'm really excited about that, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so I whisked it up, and now I'm getting my heat on to medium high, right? We want to bring it up to a simmer and then turn it down. And then we're going to take our lid, and as per the instructions on the recipe, we're going to have that half on, half off. You guys see that there? Just give it a little bit of room, right? And so Jackeen and Kevin, you want that full pint of milk, right? Full pint of milk, and you want to be about medium-high heat, right? And you want to watch it, all right? If you don't watch this polenta, it's gonna boil over. So that's why you want a little window into it, and the whole goal is to find the heat setting that rides that perfectly for you. But just the nature of polenta or grits, it's not like rice, right? And when it starts boiling over, the polenta comes up with it. And so you just gotta watch it and just kind of be ready for it to boil over and be staying on top of it. Once you see it coming up, all you gotta do is start whisking it. And once you start whisking it, then it'll maintain the heat. You find the right heat setting, and then you'll cook it. And so, once you guys have that polenta and the milk and the truffle salt in the pot, let's go ahead. We're going to practice whisking it up, okay? Get it in there. We're going to start whisking it, right? And we're going to start it off with Megan Solomon over there. We want to see your guys' best whisk and dance, okay? You're going to be whisking it and dancing it.
Nice.
Alright guys, I'm gonna get some music going here.
All right, Brett is queuing up some music here.
Brett is queuing it up.
We will take song selections if you guys have any song selections out there.
Yeah, any song suggestions?
We did a private class the other day, and did I tell you about this? We did a private class, and at the end of the class, we usually would ask, what song do you guys want to listen to? at the end, right? I'll ask them that. And this group told me this song. Have you guys heard this song "WAP"?
Whoa, whoa.
"WAP" by Cardi B.
No.
I had never heard it, and I played it for like 70 people, and it was crazy. It was crazy. If you haven't heard the song, don't listen to it. Okay. I know it's just me and this song, and everyone awkwardly showing me risotto. for like 3 minutes, right? I wasn't sure what to do. So you guys see how it's boiling pretty crazy now, right? That's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is turn the heat down, and we want to get it to small bubbles, right? Nice small bubbles. And this is why you want to put a lid on it, because this stuff is like napalm, right? If it boils up and hits you, it is hot.
It's
so you guys,
very hot.
So this is looking really good here. I'm on low to medium heat, okay? Alright, so I just want a couple little bubbles. I'm going to turn this back up just a little bit. We're very close here. Awesome. Perfect. So that's looking really good there. You guys see that?
Nice.
Nice, low, slow bubbles. And then we're going to put our lid on. The whisk is going to be close by, right? And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring the lovely Miss Sarah McKinney out here to chat about some cocktails.
Nice.
Let's give Sarah a big round of applause out there.
Hi everyone, welcome. I know we have a lot of new people on the show today, so my name's Sarah. I'm one of the co-founders of Truffle Shuffle as well. Jason is also my husband, and Tyler is our best friend. He was also the witness at our wedding. So we're all really close, and we're thrilled to have you guys here today. But I handle all of the beverage program here at Truffle Shuffle, and then oversee customer service, and then I do all the PR of it as well. But that's a little bit about me and my background. I also worked at the French Laundry, and I was in the dining room, and my background is in beverage. So I'm a sommelier, cicerone. I made wine for a little bit. Awesome. Carol, if you might be on an iPad, and that might be the problem. But we're gonna get right into making this cocktail. Excellent. So everyone's got their perfect Pimm's mixer, so we're gonna grab that right there. Then the big part of today is Garnish Games Part 2. So anyone that joined us for the consomme or grilled cheese class, we all made Bloody Marys together, and that was part 1 of the Garnish Games. So excellent. Maybe you got a little preview as to what we're doing. So essentially a Pimm's, it's all about the garnish. So you really have to get any herbs, fruit, vegetables, anything you have there. I gave a little heads up to you guys, so go ahead and grab a cucumber if you have that in house. If you don't have a cucumber, or you have maybe, let's say, ginger or something to muddle, if you have fruit, a lemon, a lime, an orange, that is going to be perfect. But usually we go through a little mixology lesson during these classes. I wanted to focus on muddling, and that's something we haven't really talked about before. So what we'll need for this, and this is a little bit of a longer segment, I hope that's okay with you guys, but your lovely glasses for your Pimm's cup, very important. We are going to need gin, a little measuring cup. If you have I can move these up the way, Brett. If you have a cocktail shaker that you want to use today, you are more than welcome to use that as well. It is entirely up to you. I'm going to make it in the glass, but I'll talk you through if you want to make it in the shaker as well. And we're going to need a little bit of ice, and then a muddler, or something with kind of a flat bottom that you can really use to push hard. I was thinking about this earlier, and even if you have a hammer, you can use that other side of the hammer, finally find a purpose for that, or a large spoon as well, so just have that on hand as well. Awesome. So why did I choose a Pimm's cup? I chose a Pimm's cup today because people think about lamb, and the very old-fashioned way of thinking about lamb is lamb with mint jelly, right? So I wanted to coordinate a cocktail that had mint involved in it. So the first thing I thought of was a julep, and then I thought a Pimm's cup is actually something in its own realm that we haven't really touched on yet. So Pimm's is really herbaceous, and it's all about, if anyone likes fernet or, anise or any of those really kind of deep, savory, digestive kind of flavors, that's really what we're going to focus on here. That's the main flavor of a Pimm's cup. But you are more than welcome to use vodka, gin, or even bourbon if you want to make it in the style of a julep today. So have that on hand. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my cucumber. I'm going to grab a little knife. And then I'm going to cut 3 small little slivers here per glass. And this is what I'm going to be muddling in the bottom of my glass. Awesome. Perfect. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, that's the only thing I have in my glass so far. And I'm going to use part of my cucumber as a garnish as well. So I'm going to go and take a nice little strip here in the middle while being really careful and set that off to the side. But I know you guys all have your garnishes ready to go. And then if you don't have a cucumber, let's say maybe you have a lemon, citrus at home. I like taking off kind of the cheek of the citrus there, and it gives me some flesh to muddle in also. So I'm going to do that right there. I'm going to put these in my glass. Awesome.
Will we give that polenta a little stir there?
I would love to give the polenta a stir, as you should at home. Okay, guys? So I'm seeing the polenta. I'm going to stir the polenta. Awesome. So now that I've got the cucumber, I have my fruit into my glass. I'm going to take my muddler. Now, if I hadn't already added bitters to your cocktail mixer, this is the point in time where if you're ever remaking this, I would add the bitters to the glass right now. But I don't want to over bitter your cocktail, and since it's already in here, we're not going to do that today. So I'm just going to go down here, press as hard as you can, muddle up that cucumber, because we're going to stir it all up at the end, and you want some of those little bits of cucumber as you're drinking your cocktail. Awesome. There's one. Go for the next one. And now if you're doing this in a cocktail shaker, you're going to do this exactly the same way. You're going to muddle in the bottom of your cocktail shaker. Awesome. Perfect. Wonderful. And then the next thing we're going to add is our ice cubes. I have my little ice cubes here. I'm going to put these in our glass. Wonderful. And then today I also wanted to talk about using mint and basil in your cocktail as well. So if anyone's got mint or basil, a little garden at home, if you ever want to incorporate these into your cocktail, I think mint is probably the most popular that you see in cocktails, but basil, people are really passionate about savory cocktails right now as well. So basil has become more popular more recently. But whenever you're working with mint or basil, you need to work with it in 2 very distinct ways. So when you're working with mint, all you have to do is slap it. It's very simple, but you want to break down that cell structure so you're getting a lot of that beautiful aroma, and some of the oils within the leaf are able to kind of infuse within your cocktail, right? So I just like to give it a little slap, and we can put that guy right on in there, and you can already smell it. It's pretty amazing, right? Yeah. Team Greg over there, you're like, how did I never know this? But it's something really simple, and it makes all the difference. If you just throw mint in your cocktail, it's going to be great. It's still going to taste minty, but it's not going to be near the potential that it could potentially have. Awesome. Slap that guy. You can get your anger out a little bit. It feels good. And then for basil, you kind of have to treat this a little bit differently as well. It's more of a fragile herb. So when you're working with basil, to break down that cell structure and get all that flavor, you tear. Slap mint, tear the basil. So I'm going to put a couple leaves in each one of these. Now, if you don't have this at home, I didn't tell you to have it on hand. So don't feel like you have to have it, because in your simple syrup, in the Pimm's mixture, what have I added? I've steeped in mint, I've steeped in basil as well. So you already have this even without knowing it. But just when you go to make this before, this is a really fun cocktail and a great way to utilize any extra herbs that you might have in your fridge. So, little recap. Muddle with any kind of sugar or potentially bitters in the bottom of your glass before you add anything else to your glass or your shaker. Slap mint, tear basil, and now if you're following along with me in a shaker, we're still going to add everything together, and then you can go ahead and shake all of this together as well and then strain it into your glass, but I'm going to make it right in my glass. So I'm going to add gin today. And now a usual Pimm's cup, it does not call for a spirit other than Pimm's, but because when we send you guys mixers, we cook off all the alcohol, and you know, not everyone has Pimm's at their home, but they might have gin or vodka. For this instance, we're using gin. And what is Pimm's? It's this really aromatic and floral, essentially gin, that's kind of over steeped with all these really beautiful savory botanicals. So that's why we're using gin today. Awesome. To get all of those same flavors while still having an alcoholic beverage. Then we are going to add our mixture of cooked off Pims, a little bit of lemon juice, a little lime juice, and then we have simple syrup that's, like I said, steeped with mint, basil, thyme, and rosemary, as well as ginger. And I'm going to split this in half in my cocktails here. And then I'm going to take a spoon, and I am going to stir this all around. And then you guys have your garnishes there at home. So you go ahead and get those all garnished up once you have everything steeped together. And then we are going to go around and see who has the best garnish and wins the garnish games.
And then is there a prize for who has the best garnish?
Oh, there is definitely a prize. I think you guys all got an email yesterday where I announced that last minute prize, but the prize is going to be our super VIP experience for our New Year's Eve class. So we're partnering with the Speakeasy, which is this immersive theater experience, which is super fun. And you guys are going to be able to take part in that. And we're going to have a vaudeville show, and it's all going to be virtual. We're going to dress up like the 1920s, and it is just going to be a blast. So first place wins the super VIP experience valued at $2,021. Get it? So yeah, guys, get your garnish together because I want to see it. I'm going to add a little slice of orange to mine, as well as the cucumber that I took apart earlier. And that is my garnish. And I have to say the 2 o'clock class did a pretty phenomenal job. So you guys have a lot to hold up to. Awesome. Perfect. Here you are, Jason.
Awesome. This looks great.
Thank you so much. And now if you guys are ready, I would love to see your cocktails.
Yep.
Awesome.
Can we get a
Cheers.
drum roll out there?
All right, guys. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
Nice. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stir this polenta real quick. And at this stage, it should be getting nice and thick, and you can turn the heat down. Okay. If it's getting nice and thick, go ahead, turn the heat down. So mine's getting nice and thick, so I'm turning the heat down. Perfect. All right. Well, incredible,
Thank you,
guys.
Bye.
Thank you for being part of this round of garnish games.
Nice.
So, cheers to everyone out there.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Sarah.
Cheers. We are so excited to make this lamb with you guys. Cheers, Tyler.
Cheers.
And so, I'm going to show you guys the polenta over here. I went ahead and took it off the heat, right? And we're just going to let it hang out with the lid on. And what you want to do is just give it a quick taste. And as long as it's cooked through, you're good, right? And right now, we're going to loosen it up. So if it's super thick, that is exactly what you want. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be nice and thick, and when you taste that polenta, you want it to be smooth. You don't want to really feel it in your teeth at all.
Yeah. And if it's getting, see, mine's getting a little dark on the bottom. Don't worry about that either, right?
Yeah.
As it sits, that'll loosen up as well. So that is perfect right there.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to go back over to my side of the stage here.
All right.
All right, now that I'm back over
Now
here.
we feel a lot better. Oh, man. Oof. Excellent. Okay. Beautiful. So, at this stage in the recipe, right, that brings us to step 5, okay? So, we got that oven preheated, right? That polenta is cooking, and so, just like Jay was saying, if that polenta needs a little more heat, keep it cooking, right? But if it's nice and thick, then we just turn the heat off and leave the lid on over there. So, at this stage, right, I know I left you all a little note, but I just want to chat about it real quick. About our lamb, right? Want to have a little lamb talk. So, yeah, exactly. Little. So, this lamb, right? Beautiful rack of lamb. And so let me just see a show of hands. Have any of you attempted cooking an entire rack of lamb before? Any of you done that?
Yep.
Angelina's done it. Nice. Dahlia's done it. Kathy?
Awesome. Has anyone done anything?
Peter has not. No.
With an entire rack of something?
No.
No. All right. Okay.
All right. So, with that, I left that little note to dry that lamb out in the fridge. So when you have that lamb tempering, you want the fat up. Okay? You want the fat side up. All right? And so if your lamb is just a little wet on the outside, come in here and just get some paper towels on, just dry it off. And then we're just going to leave this lamb out to temper, okay? Over here as we cook through the rest of this class. So again, just leave that guy tempering. Boom.
Nice lamb.
Excellent. So, there you go. So at this point, now that brings us to step 5, which is to get this garlic oil going. So we're going to make a little condiment, I guess you would say, over here. I refer to it as like a preserved lemon vinaigrette in the recipe, but when I was cooking in New York back in the day, we used to make this all the time, this mixture of preserved lemon, sultana, and garlic oil. And we would call it Gremolata at the restaurant. I don't know why Chef will call it Gremolata, but it tastes really, really delicious. And you'll see the tanginess from the lemon, and then the sweetness from the sultana really goes super well with something like lamb, which is almost a little gamey, you know. So step 1 in making this is to make our little garlic oil. So if you haven't ever made garlic oil before, this is how easy it is. Take olive oil, put it into a pot, right? And then we're just going to grab that clove of garlic, right? And leave it in its shirt, okay, in the skin on chemise, right?
Yeah. And you're going to WWE style smash that?
And WWE style, right? We're just going to come in here, smash that garlic, okay? So you see, smashed. So go ahead, add that beautiful smashed garlic into our pan, and we're just going to heat that olive oil up over medium-low heat, okay?
Nice. All right, we got Christina and Kathy. That was a nice smash. I saw.
Yeah,
both
you guys smashed it out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my favorite part about working the meat station, is smashing the cloves of garlic with my hand. Very, very fun.
Nice.
So, again, just heat that guy up over nice medium-low heat, right? And again, all we're doing is infusing that garlic flavor into that oil. So, as my garlic oil is cooking over here, I'm just going to get my carrots washed off, right? And then we're going to cut them up. So, I'm going to go over to my sink over here and wash these carrots off.
Nice. And then we got this garlic oil going here, and it should start smelling really good, okay? And this is a super cool technique. You guys can do this with a lot of different oils, right? So you could do the same technique with turmeric, right? You can do the same technique with ginger, right? You can do the same technique with sliced onions to make onion oil, right? And so we're doing it with the garlic oil, and that will really add a wonderful component to that lamb.
Exactly. And so basically, once you hear that oil start to bubble up like that, just turn it off. That's it. Oh. Right? So, while my oil is just coming back to room temperature, I'm going to trim up these onions over here. We're going to give them a little trim, right? So, you want to check out my carrots on this cutting board? You guys like our update of our cameras?
Yeah, what does Michael think about our new cameras?
Yeah, Michael, I hope you like our new cameras.
Can we find Michael real
We
quick?
did this for you over here.
See if he likes the new cameras.
So,
Oh, he has multiple.
Yeah, which one? Which one?
we're
First one?
trimming up this. Oh my gosh, there's multiples.
Oh, there it is.
All right, we got Michael, Team Michael over here. Michael, what do you think of our
Oh,
new
we got
cameras?
Michael 1 and Michael 2.
There it is.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Nice. So, what I'm doing over here is just cutting my carrots, okay? And so, you see, I got the top of my carrot and the bottom of my carrot, right? And so what I'm going to do is, on an angle, right, just cut that carrot, right? Just trim the top and trim the bottom to yield that beautiful, long, clean carrot. As you can see, I have strategically left all of the skin on that carrot. And that's exactly what I want, because it's going to give us a really nice texture, right, on this carrot. So I'm just going to come through here, just cut all these carrots up nice and quick, right? Oh, yeah.
I love eating the little pieces.
Yeah.
You know, before I started cooking, I was actually like a crazy picky eater.
Yeah.
But then the more I worked with vegetables and different things, the more like kind of respect I gained for the product. And now I will eat anything
Yeah.
except blue cheese.
When I was a kid, my mom, again, I'm from Maine, so my mom had a beautiful garden, and literally we would pull the carrots out of the ground, and we wouldn't even wash them off. We'd eat them with the dirt on them. It tastes so good. Like, to this day, I'll still do it. So, the reason why we're cutting them at an angle, because it is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Right? Keeping the natural integrity, right, of that carrot. So, again, I got these carrots cut up over here, right? And that is that is just where we're prepping them at. So I'm just gonna pop those guys off to the side. Again, if you have those carrot tops, you can pop those into into compost over here, right? Just gonna pop those guys off to the side.
So, time to get these guys going?
Yeah, we can pop them in right before we get that lamb cooking, and then the timing will be perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like timing.
Yep. Awesome. So, now that we got those guys cut, we're just going to pop them off to the side, right? And move into the items for our Truffle Carpaccio, right?
Oh.
So, Chef Jason, you want to show us through chopping that Carpaccio?
Yeah, so you guys are going to take that Truffle Carpaccio and pop that lid open. Once you guys pop it, you'll notice that seal, right? That's because it's shelf stable.
Chef Jason, before you put it away, do you have to lock and drop it?
What's that? And then we're going to take about 90% of the Carpaccio out, okay? Chef Katie and Scott say our carrots are wee. I don't know what that means. And we're going to take this Carpaccio and get it nicely chopped, okay? And we're going to go ahead, we're going to go through, and I like to hold the knife all the way to the left with my left hand, all the way to the right with my right hand. Awesome. And then we got Melody. Melody wants to know, she got that truffle add-on. How will she be using that in the preparation today? So we're going to be shaving that truffle onto the dish right at the end, okay?
The very end.
Okay. And so we're getting the Truffle Carpaccio nicely chopped up. She says, got it, TY. Dope. And so I'm getting these guys nice and chopped up over here.
Nice chop over there.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys what we're looking for here. Can you guys see that there? Nicely chopped. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this onto my mise en place plate. Plate for the mise en place. And we'll come back to that. This is going to be the Truffle Carpaccio for the polenta.
Exactly.
Right.
Gonna finish that polenta with that Carpaccio.
Once you get it chopped up, make sure you wipe your board down nice and clean. Make sure your knife is nice and clean. And we're going to pop it all back here.
Oh yeah.
And once you guys get that Truffle Carpaccio nice and chopped, give us a quick thumbs up out there. And then we're going to go into making our Gremolata.
The Gremolata.
Perfect. So for the Gremolata, we're going to need those Sultanas. The preserved lemon, right? And then we'll need that garlic oil once it is done. And you guys will need a bowl.
Yep.
All right. Over at the Weber family, they're chopping that like a champion.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah. Look
Is that a robot chopping that? Because that is looking so great. Awesome. Oh, it is Chef Oliver over there.
Right.
Oh!
It could have fooled me. Let me tell you, it could have fooled me. And then, can we make sure we got a charger on this guy here? All right. So we're gonna take that preserved lemon, right? And we're gonna cut it into quarters. So cut it in half. And then cut the half into half.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
To yield quarters.
To yield quarters,
That's how that
right?
math works.
So you start with one George Washington dollar, and you end up with 4 George Washington quarters.
Funny how that works.
All right. And then we're going to go ahead and fillet out that flesh, okay? So we have the zest of the lemon right here. We're going to go out and fillet it out, right? And Joe wants to know, could he do this in a food processor? And so Joe, honestly, this is such little work. It would take you longer to get the food processor out, and cleaned, right? By the time you had it out and clean, you would just be done chopping it.
Yeah.
So, Aylin and Monica, so you guys see, basically, I went ahead and I took just the zest out, right? And so I have the flesh over here. You don't need the flesh for anything, right? The flesh of preserved lemons gets a little too salty, so we're going to compost that.
And so preserved lemons are honestly just lemons that are packed in salt. And so this is what they do, because during the season, lemons produce so many lemons. There's no way you could use all of them while they're fresh. So many times you pack them in salt, and then they're good for years.
And so we're going to go ahead and once you get that nice sliver of the zest out, right? Or the skin, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We're going to cut nice slices in it, right? Nice thin slices. And we're going to take those nice thin slices and then turn those slices into dices.
Turn those slices into dices.
We're going to be turning those slices into dices.
Yep.
Boom.
Shazam.
Kapow. Alright, so I'm going to my next guy here. Nice thin slices, okay? And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and taste one of those little slivers, alright?
Yeah. Have any of you had preserved lemon before? Any of you tried preserved lemon before? Not really. So
That's awesome.
It adds a really nice kind of like savory acidity to what we're trying to create over here. So again, this is the recipe that we used to use back in New York, back in the day. And so we're going to share it all with you today. Yeah. Wow, look at that, Joe, in Morocco.
Wow, they have a lot of preserved lemon in Morocco.
Yeah, they certainly have preserved lemon over in Morocco.
Yeah, so I'm getting this guy sliced here. And as I'm finishing up, I'm slicing 3 of these, okay? We need 3 tablespoons total.
Yep.
So I'm slicing 3 petals. I love preserved lemon too.
Me too. One of my favorite flavors.
Citrus is my favorite ingredient. Preserved lemon is a great example of the different varieties you can do with that. So we got a little puppy over here trying to figure out what's going on.
She is trying to eat.
She's trying to eat everything. And our oven is down there as well. So I got all my preserved lemon in a bowl, right? You guys see that?
Nice.
And then we got our Sultanas, right? Jennifer says, "What up, Daisy Puppy?" So we're going to take those Sultanas, get them on the board, and we're going to chop them just like you did the Carpaccio, okay?
Yep. And for those of you out there, Sultana is a fancy word for golden raisins.
Yep. And so we know there's a lot of chopping going on today, and the last class actually asked us if we would do a knife skills class for you guys.
Yeah.
So we actually just launched all the classes for January, right? In our TBD style. And so those are up on the website. You guys are the first to hear about it. And then we're going to send an email out about that tomorrow. So we got all the classes for January up on the website. And then we're going to add a knife skills class. So that will go on either tonight or tomorrow morning. And so that'll be pretty cool. If you guys want to hit it up in the chat and tell us what type of knife skills you guys want to learn. And thank you to everyone that helped fill out that survey about what dishes you want.
Yeah, totally.
2021.
Mm-hmm. And so, Rachel, we just chopped about 3 tablespoons worth of that lemon.
Yeah.
It's about, you want equal parts lemon and sultana.
Alright, so we're getting this Sultana all chopped up. And then we're going to take this Sultana. And we're going to put it into the bowl. We're going to get all that chopped sultana in the bowl. And then next we're going to go into chopping our rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I like to do with that rosemary, if you guys can see this, is go right in the middle, okay? And pull half of it off, okay? And you got to pull it from the direction where it's facing the other way. And that gives you a little bit. This rosemary we'll use for the lamb.
Yeah.
This rosemary we'll chop up.
We're going to use that as a rosemary brush for our lamb. A little rosemary brush.
Miriam wants to know, can you guys recommend a good set of knives? Mine suck. So Miriam, we like either Ninox's or honestly Shun makes good knives.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I know we use a Ninox, or this is my knife I use, but that's like in a professional kitchen, you know? But honestly, if you're at home, yeah, Shuns are really good.
Yeah, I've never been impressed with Global knives.
Mm-mm.
They're good for people that have small hands. Chelsea and Bobby say that's them. I like Shun knives, and then I like the vegetable cleaver. All right, so I'm getting all this chopped rosemary up in the bowl.
Mm.
All right,
Excellent. Look at that.
and we're stirring it all around. And then what do you think, Tyler? Is it time to
Mix
add
it
that
up.
garlic oil to
And
it?
now, all we're doing over here, and we'll go up top to show you, is just hold that garlic clove back and just add that garlic oil. Right to the, there you go.
Oh,
There you have it. And then stir it right up. So look at that. Again, we call that Gremolata back in New York, but this goes really good on lamb, right? It's really, really good on pork. Duck is great. And so go ahead and just taste a little bit of it. And let me know what you think.
and since you have the preserved lemon, you don't want any salt on this.
No, you don't want to add salt. Nope. Just that garlic oil, preserved lemon, and the sultana in there. And you'll see it's almost like a condiment. Like it's a little, almost like too powerful of a flavor to eat by itself. But with all types of other things, yeah, Carol, what do you think about that Gremolata over there? Yeah, pretty good, right? Yeah, Peter, thank you. So you'll see, like, with something gamey like a lamb, it is absolutely delicious.
Awesome.
Nice. So that brings us to step 9 on this prep, right? And I know there's a bit more knife skills and prep for this class, right? And so thank you very much for coming along with us. So what we're going to do next is look at this lamb, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that lamb and I'm going to pop that lamb onto this cutting board right here.
Oh.
Excellent. So first of all, admire that beautiful lamb rack that you all have.
Yeah. Nice
Over
rack,
there.
Tyler.
Thank you. I do get that from time to time. So just admire that lamb rack first. Step 1, admire. Thank you, Peter. So what you want to do over here, right, is just check out that lamb rack, and you'll notice, I just want to show you guys a couple things when you look for in a lamb rack. So this is what's called an 8-bone rack, okay? And so it has all the rib, most of the rib bones in it, okay? And so with that, you'll notice there is kind of a fatter side. So this is what's called the chuck end, the end near the shoulder. And so you'll see there's a little bit of that shoulder blade bone in there. And that's the end that has that kind of, a lot of muscles in it, right? So Kathy, can you see that end down there? That's got all those different muscles in it on that rack, right? Exactly. Over at Alexandra's house, exactly. So, and then flip it around, right? And this is the lean end, okay? So this is the end that comes right into the sirloin, right? Basically, that is like a New York strip steak right there, right? If we were comparing it to beef, okay? Mm-hmm. So up top would be the ribeye, right? on the back would be that kind of New York strip. So, exactly, Tiffany. So, you'll notice the way that lamb is they have more fat over the lean end, okay? Which makes sense, right? Because it's the leaner part of the animal. So, with that, what I'm going to do here is just trim a little bit of this fat off, okay? And the only reason why I'm doing that, you don't really want to trim it too much. But, honestly, one, I just wanted to show you guys what you look for on a lamb rack, right? And then two, just kind of some of the things that we do in a restaurant to get it ready for service, okay? So you'll notice you want to come to that lean end, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the fat off the top of this lean end, okay? And again, the only reason for that is because when you cook it and carve it and go to eat it, it might be a little fatty, okay? So the way that we do that is whenever you're carving that fat off, right, you want to put your hand, your free hand, away from the blade, okay? So you see how I got my blade over here, the sharp end? There's no way I'm going to cut myself, right? That's very important. So hold that away from you, and then just trim a little bit of this fat off the top of that lean end, okay? And you'll notice it has that almost like kind of sinew on top of it, right? So again, I'm just moving my knife back and forth and just trimming a little bit of that fat off. You don't need to go too crazy. But again, just trimming a little bit off of it. So at this point, right? Again, you see that right there? You see how I kind of trimmed it off? Right? And so, yeah, and so some of your lamb might be a little less fatty. And if you notice that it's a little less fatty, you do not have to trim it up so much. But that's just a little trim job we give to that lamb over here. Just again, right over that lean end, many times there's that thicker fat. And so what you want to do is you can take that fat, you can render it down, right? Just apply heat to it, turn it into liquid fat, okay? And use that next time you roast up some potatoes. It'll taste absolutely delicious, right? So once you got that lamb trimmed up, again, you don't got to go too crazy with it. We're going to score the top of this, and this gives it a really nice look to it. So in order to score this lamb, I'm just going to use the tip of my knife and just drag the tip of my knife right diagonally across the top of that lamb. And you don't really want to cut into it too far, okay? And obviously be careful, make sure you don't cut yourself. But just drag it horizontally, right? Or diagonally, rather. And then drag that knife in the opposite direction, okay? To get that guy nice and scored over here. So, there you have it. Look at that out there. You see that beautiful scored rack of lamb over there? Excellent. So, now that I got this lamb, right, trimmed and scored, that is exactly where we want it. So, that is the end of our prep. We're going to get to cooking over here, right? The cooking section of this is not super long, right? Just about 30 minutes or so. So, if you guys are ready for us to move into the cooking section, let me just see a quick thumbs up, right? A nice quick thumbs up, right? In and out, thumbs up. Excellent, Chris, over there. Yes, thank you for that. Right, you can do the thumbs up curls, okay? Like Jay's doing over here.
4006.
Oh,
4007.
right, 2021. Oh, there we go.
Nice. Jack Kessler nailing those thumbs up girls.
Excellent. So
Awesome. Oh, can we go over to Greg real quick?
yeah, let's see it, Greg.
He might actually have been curling those.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh my God.
Oh, be careful.
Whoa. Well, yeah. Careful with those gums over there.
Yeah, watch out.
Nice.
Awesome, guys.
Excellent. So with that, what do you think, Jay? You want to get these carrots going, and then I'll get to cooking this lamb up?
Yep. So we got our carrots here in that bowl. We got that canola oil. We're gonna add half of that canola oil to the bowl, right?
Oh,
And then we're gonna add a sprinkle of that Balinese Truffle Salt.
Mm-hmm. 1 each sprinkle.
1 each sprinkle. Okay.
Excellent.
Then we're gonna give them a nice toss, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and pop them on that tray. Make sure none are on top of each other. Give them some room, right? And then we're gonna pop those guys right into the oven.
Yep.
Perfect.
Excellent. Nice. There you go, Peter. Nice job on those carrots. Awesome. So again, go ahead, get those carrots into that oven, right? Beautiful. And then once we get those carrots into that oven, we're gonna get this lamb cooking up over here. All right. And so I know some of you guys are still doing those final moves on those carrots, but all I'm looking to do first is heat up my pan. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead, right? You want to heat that pan up all the way. So you want to make sure that this pan is super, super hot, right?
Yep.
Before we put this lamb into it. All right, so get that guy preheating. And now I'm going to come in here and season this lamb up. And so think of this lamb, honestly, like a prime rib, right? So you know how when you make prime rib, you kind of rub that seasoning into the outside of it, right? Yep. What we want to do here is use that truffle salt just like that. So that's why we strategically gave you 2 bags of truffle salt, okay? And so Scott and Katie were not happy with the height on our previous sprinkle, so we're going to make sure we go up nice and high, right? And just rub that into that lamb. Look at that.
And then we got Ed and Mandy. They said question mark, and then little mouth, big mouth, for the carrots, ... Just spray or butter, question mark. So Ed and Mandy, just use half that canola oil we sent you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, again, we seasoned up that fat side. Now I'm going to season up that other side, right? Oh. And again, you want to almost just rub that salt into that lamb, right? So whatever work surface that you're using to sprinkle onto or to season that lamb on, almost use that lamb to kind of mop up the rest of that truffle salt. You do not want it to go to waste, right? So look at that. You always want a good amount of seasoning on the outside of that lamb, right? You see that?
Yeah, that's looking great.
All right, so at this point, we're going to get this lamb cooking, okay? So take that canola oil, the rest of it, add it into that pan, okay? And get that pan nice and hot over here, all right?
Awesome.
Get it nice and hot, right? Smoking hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay our lamb in fat side down. And basically in this saute pan, we're going to seal, right, or get really nice and a really nice sear all over this lamb and then pop it in the oven. So I'm just going to come in here, right, lay that lamb down in my pan, okay? Just go ahead and get it in there, that fat side down, right? And just let it hang out, okay? So whenever you're cooking, right, and this is me kind of nerding out on cooking a little bit, you can think of fat as like insulation, okay? So whenever you're cooking like a piece of meat in a pan, right, if the fat is touching the pan, you're insulating the meat, okay? So you can actually cook the fat side longer, right, than if you're touching meat directly, if that makes sense. So I know some of you have done some other classes with us when we cook a steak, how we flip it every 30 seconds, right? You know, the reason for that is because we're directly in contact with the meat, right? But something like this lamb, there's that whole layer of fat on the outside, and that's like the insulation. And so we're just trying to sear that guy up so we can leave it on that one side for a good amount of time. So, again, keep that guy on high heat and just kind of give it a little rotate, right? And press it down, right? To make sure we're in contact with that pan over here, right? So as you can see, got my tong action, right? Just pressing down that rack of lamb in that saute pan. Beautiful. And again, we're at this nice high heat, okay? This nice high heat to make sure this guy is going to get nice and caramelized and browned up. So I'm just going to show you what mine looks like at this point. Right, you see that? Oh, beautiful. And so what you want to do is kind of pick that lamb rack up and just kind of tap almost the top side of that lamb rack as well. Right? And again, just keep it on that nice high heat. Okay? And just kind of roll that lamb around from time to time. See that? Beautiful. And you'll see that fat will get nice and crispy, nice and brown on there. Excellent. So once you hold it up, right, and get some nice color on that bottom side, I'm just going to tap kind of the top of those ribs too. Okay? So angle that guy down. Make sure the top of those ribs get some nice sear on that guy as well.
Awesome.
Beautiful. And again, you can press them down too. You like, make sure it's not in contact with that pan over there. And so how's that kitchen smelling over there? At this point, your kitchen should be smelling absolutely delicious. So give me a quick thumbs up if that kitchen is smelling good out there.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Over at Sue and Tom's house, smelling good. That kitchen is excellent. Awesome. So, again, I'm just going to pick my lamb rack up again real quick. So can you see that nice crust that I'm getting on that lamb? You see how it's getting nice and browned up? So at this point, I'm going to flip that lamb over and just get that other side a little hot, okay? And so when you lay it down like this, what I'm looking to do is actually heat up the bone, right, of this lamb. Because whenever you're cooking meat on the bone, getting that bone hot is a very important part of the process, right? So, I just got over here like this, right? And now I'm just going to pop this guy into my oven, okay? So, in order to do that, again, we've got kind of a smaller oven over here. So if you have a smaller oven, you can transfer your lamb to a sheet tray, right? If you like. Check that guy out. Incredible, right? And so just go ahead and add that rosemary, right? You can see, if you want to see up top real quick, this is how we're going to do it with the rosemary. So take that little rosemary, right, on that stem, and just let it hang out in that cooking fat real quick, right? You see that? Just get that rosemary nice and hot in that cooking fat. And then basically we're going to use that rosemary as a brush over the top of our lamb, okay? And just pour that fat all over the top of that lamb. And so if you're cooking this in your saute pan, right, just do this in the saute pan. But if you're transferring it to a sheet tray, right, you want to make sure you get that beautiful brush of that rosemary all over that lamb, right? There you go. So check that out. Look at my little rosemary brush. As you can see, I have my pinky out over here, right? Maestro style. Excellent. At this point, I pop that lamb rack into my oven over here, right? And we're going to need about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes for this lamb rack to cook, okay? And so that's going to be perfect timing with our carrots, right? In order to cook. So Brett over here is going to set a little 15-minute timer for us. Excellent. And so Charlene, we just used that rosemary, right? Dip that rosemary in that fat and just brush that fat over that lamb with the rosemary. Exactly. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So if you got that lamb in the oven, give me a quick thumbs up out there.
Yep.
Perfect. And so we're going fat side up. That's a great question. You always want to cook fat side up. Excellent. So.
What is the reason?
Nice.
Perfect.
So yeah, the reason for that is you want the fat to get nice and crispy on this lamb, right? So you want the heat from that oven to be directly in contact with that fat, okay, to make sure that that fat gets really nice and crispy. And so Jennifer is eating the rosemary brush, right? So yeah, we're going to store that rosemary brush in our saute pan with our lamb. That way we can base it up again in the future. But if you decide to eat that rosemary brush, Jennifer, you can go ahead and do that as well. Yeah, it looks delicious. Awesome. Nice. So at this point, our carrots are in our oven, right? The beautiful lamb is in our oven as well.
Nice.
Perfect. And we got our 15-minute timer going.
Perfect. Jennifer says, oops.
Jennifer was eating her rosemary brush over there.
Jennifer, did you eat the boat too?
No.
Okay. Nice.
Just the rosemary. Yep.
Awesome. You'll want that rosemary brush to clean the boat.
Yep.
Little broom. Awesome. And so we got one question here from Jason and Lila. For those using the saute pans, do you recommend keeping the oil in the pan or removing it before going in the oven? And what do you think there, Tyler?
Yeah, so definitely keep that oil in the pan. Keep all that cooking fat in there, for sure.
Yep. And then we got
Nice.
lamb on the upper rack, perfect. Carrots on the bottom rack, perfect.
Exactly.
And then Tiffany, the innards of the lemon preserve, those go into compost.
Yep.
All right. And then Kathy says quick bio break. So Kathy, we're going to do a quick, I don't know what bio break means. Bathroom? But while you guys get the lamb roasting out there, we are going to play a really cool video from the farmers that raise the lamb that you guys are enjoying.
And so we have not added that butter yet, Ed and Mandy. Do not worry.
Yep, that'll be for the polenta.
And so, Greg, you put that lamb in the oven. That's what you do.
And then Greg Kessler says, I've dropped my lamb on the floor, but no one was looking. What do I do?
Yeah.
What did anybody out there have any suggestions for Greg? Does he not eat the delicious lamb? Or
I think that's a hard 5-second rule.
How many seconds was it?
yeah, how long was it on the ground?
The wine glass is empty, this is why.
The wine glass was empty. Someone was filling the wine.
Classic.
More wine.
Yes, I agree. Clearly this has happened to you before.
Yeah, over at the Pfeffermints, they say 2.5 minute rule.
Right? Right.
Yeah. So even if you haven't picked that lamb up off the ground yet, you are still good if you use the Pfeffermints rule on that one.
Yeah, and we're going to go with the Pfeffermints. They are denoting our house rules over here. So they've said a 2.5 minute rule.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so as you guys are waiting another minute to take that lamb off the ground, we're going to go ahead and cue up a little video from Superior Farms, which is where we got the lamb from.
Yeah.
You have to anticipate things with sheep, and you have to pay attention to the very small little details.
I saw two go behind you.
Two of them? Last sheep. We gotta do the shake your handshake. You ready? Good sheep people can do almost anything. All right. My grandpa's 87 years old and still works on the ranch every day. I'm hoping to be 92 one day and still be out working, having my boots dirty.
Jerome, my grandfather, he established the ranch in Rio Vista. He had 10 children, and it was for labor, no question about it. There was lots of work, but not much money.
This is Jerome's general ledger. Here you go, there's lambs, 1912. 6 sheep, 28 lambs, 1 horse. We've gone a long way since 28 lambs. Got a couple more. The core philosophy of the business is to put the animal first. It's a long-term investment, and sustainability's been at the core of what we've been doing as a family for 150 years.
That's what your job is to take care of them.
We pride ourselves on working quiet and working correctly, making sure that that animal has the strongest, happy, healthiest life possible. Gotta get them all, sweetie. Good job, Sam. They call ewes that don't leave a ranch hefted to the ground. When you live and work on a ranch, you're hefted to that place, and in that place's story. We have to care for this area, and this ranch, and this little piece of earth that we're blessed with being able to operate on. And you make sure that things are held together because it's your obligation to your crop, to your family, to your community, and to your country.
The best life is here on the farm. Life comes from the farm.
Adios. I'm not in this life to make a giant pile of money and retire. I mean, this is a legacy. It's an obligation.
The monetary is meaningless. The satisfying life is everything.
Awesome.
Nice.
Welcome back, guys. And so, it's pretty cool, you know. I mean, they do an incredible job raising this lamb.
Yeah, and they're literally about 1 mile north of where 1 hour north of where we're at. So they're up in Dixon, California. And really, Superior Farms, they're at the forefront of, you know, how to raise lamb properly. So we wanted to share that with all of you. We've had a relationship with them before we even started doing Truffle Shuffle. And so we're psyched to be able to share that those lamb racks with you.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Are those lamb racks pretty strong out there?
Yeah, pretty strong lamb racks out there.
Yeah. Over at Divia's house.
Yeah, Divia's house. Brett, can we go over one more?
Brett.
One more?
Yeah, there we go.
Can we go to Divia's house?
Can we see this strong lamb
you
rack
can
over
see
here?
a real life example of the strength of that lamb.
Look at how strong this lamb is looking.
Oh,
my gosh.
Can we see another one of those?
Oh, be careful, please.
Where is he going?
Where?
We just wanted to see the flexing.
We
don't want to see the actual lamb.
We wanted to see the
just the flexing.
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
Some strong lamb over there.
Strong lamb over there.
Very strong. Grace Stevens has some strong lamb over there too.
Wow.
Nice. Is everyone now flexing on the camera?
Yes.
And so we're gonna set that timer for about another 3 minutes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. We just need a couple more minutes on that lamb. But real quick, if you got that lamb, you just want to take that guy, right? If you can see mine, I'm taking it out of the oven, right? And all you want to do is just lean that lamb forward, take a little bit of that cooking fat, and just spoon it over the top, right? Just to baste that lamb up real quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And then we got about another 3 minutes on this guy.
Nice. And
I would
so
say 3 to 5.
we got Steve and Linda and James Taylor. You guys don't need a meat thermometer, right? Just close your eyes, listen to Tyler's directions on this, all right? And he will take you to the promised land.
Yeah, we will get you there.
If you kind of, you know, the way I look at it, there's two types of people in this world. There's the people that follow every single instruction when they get IKEA furniture, right? Every instruction to the T. And then there's the people that try to figure out if they can make it without the instructions. And if you're one of those people that wants to follow the instructions, no problem at all. You want that at 130, okay? 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Yeah. But to be honest, sometimes meat thermometers too can be a little misleading. So you can use a meat thermometer, please go ahead. But honestly, we're gonna cook it to feel, and I'll kind of show you what you're looking for. But we still got a few minutes left on this guy over there. So again, give it a quick baste, right? And that'll be some perfect timing for us over here.
Yeah. And then we got a couple more minutes going on that, which...
So at this point, we're going to show off our lamb over here.
Yeah.
Right? Check this lamb out. You guys ready for this? Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable lamb out there.
Wow. As you can see, those rib bones are showing, right? Which is a key sign letting you know that your lamb is basically there. So, honestly, the way I like to do this, using your hands, just squeeze on either side of that lamb, right? So you want to squeeze and you want it to bounce back at you, right? So squeeze in, let it bounce back, okay? Beautiful. And you can see I got that delicious crust on top there. So I'm going to put a little baste on this guy. I'm going to pop it in the oven literally for 2 more minutes, and then this will be perfectly cooked over here.
Awesome.
And so all of our lamb are cooking at the same temp. We got about the same size lamb. So they will be done at the same time. So we're cooking basically to medium rare / medium over here. So if you want your lamb like solid medium rare or maybe a little bit rare, go ahead, take it out of the oven now and let it rest, okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice. That's looking great.
Yeah, it is. So we basically got 30 seconds left over here, right? So I'm gonna actually go ahead and pull this lamb out. This guy is good to go, right? And we're gonna let it rest up over here. Oh my gosh, look at that.
We're resting this lamb up over
right,
here.
So I'm gonna take this lamb, okay, my tongs. I'm just gonna lift it off of whatever you're cooking it in. Get it onto your onto your cutting board, and just place that rosemary on top if you got that. If your rosemary brush is still intact at all, just brush a little bit of those rosemary leaves over the top. And just let that lamb hang out a little bit, alright? Oh. Beautiful. So, as you can see, what you're looking for with this, right? You see how the bones are exposed? Okay? You are looking for that, for those bones. And then again, when you squeeze in on either side, you want there to be some solid resistance, okay?
Yeah.
For it to spring back at you. Alright? Excellent. So again, this lamb is gonna cook. We're gonna let it rest for a little bit, but this will be like nice medium rare over here. Right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Awesome. So we're gonna let this guy rest.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just pulling these carrots out real quick. Time to finish these dishes up, okay? So, what we want to do first, right, I think we want to finish this polenta up first, okay? So, our carrots, nice and hot over here, right? And if they're not, you can just pop them back into that oven real quick. So, what we want to do, right, is heat this polenta back up over like medium-low heat. Alright? And so, if your polenta over there is a little bit stiff still, you can add a little bit of water to it, right? That will certainly help in the process, right? Because, again, as it cools down, the polenta gets really thick sometimes. So we're just adding a little bit of water to this guy. That way we can heat it back up, right?
Yeah.
And so, Jason, that's a great question. How long do you rest the lamb? Honestly, you want to rest the lamb half as long as it cooked, right? That's usually a good amount of time for any meat, actually. Half as long as you took to cook it.
At Truffle Shuffle, that usually equates to about 3 Darnell songs.
Right. Yeah. We always organize ourselves based off the Darnell songs over here. So
yeah.
You want to make sure you heat up that polenta, right? And again, like I said, just add a little bit of water to it if you need to, just kind of heating it back up. And so what we're going to add first is that butter, okay? So go ahead, add that butter to the pot over here, and just stir that butter into that warm polenta, and you'll see it'll emulsify in, right, into that polenta over here. So, as you can see, stirring this guy up, right, and sometimes you need, from time to time, to sort of hit the edges of this guy with a little spoon, okay? Beautiful. Excellent. If you need even a little bit more water, you can use that too. So, there you go. Heat that guy up, right? Just mix that butter in, okay? And whisk that butter right into that beautiful polenta, all right? Oh, gorgeous. Nice. And then once that butter is all melted in, next we're gonna add that mascarpone cheese, okay? Let's go ahead, come in here, add that mascarpone right to that polenta over here, okay? So once you add that mascarpone, right, you want to just melt that mascarpone in. You don't really ever want to boil it, right, after the mascarpone's been added.
Mm-hmm. Because then it could split, right?
Then it can separate, right?
Yeah.
So just melt that mascarpone in, right? And last, but we're going to add our Truffle Carpaccio, okay? Oh, there you go. And at this point, it'll smell delicious in your house over there. And just really mix it together so it's completely emulsified, right? And then make sure you get a little taste test, right? Because this definitely needs some salt, even before I taste it. I'm sure it does. Oh, beautiful. Just get a little sprinkle of that salt in there if you need it, right? And just leave that polenta over that nice low heat over there while we finish up the rest of this dish. Okay, so again, we whisked in our butter, we whisked in our mascarpone, and so now all that's left to do is carve up this lamb over here. All right, so if you guys have that polenta ready, right, and you are ready to carve this lamb up, we'd love to see a thumbs up out there. You guys ready to do this thing? Excellent. So, with this, I'm trying to think of the best camera angle to do this. I've been thinking about this the whole class. So let me hit it like this. So, sorry, Jay. So what I'm going to do is come in here, right, hold that lamb up, and you always want to carve it from that lean end to the fat end, okay? And so the carrots are out of our oven, right? We just got them resting over here, and we're about to finish them off, right? So I have my lamb up like this, and what I want to do is put my knife just next to one of those bones on that lamb rack, right? And what I think will be the best angle is we turn this guy. You see that, Brett?
There you go, Chef.
So hold that lamb rack up, right? And carve directly next to one of those bones and just saw your knife back and forth. As you can see, I'm riding against this bone, right? And just saw your knife back and forth and ride that bone all the way down to the bottom. And then what's going to happen at the bottom is you're going to hit that other bone, okay? And so at that point, you just want to hold a towel over your knife and push down, okay? Look at that beautiful piece of lamb, right? Look at that.
Nice
right?
lamb.
Beautiful lamb. And so again, I'm going to show you again. So hold that lamb rack up, right? And whatever bone you're holding, you want to go against the opposite bone, right? And so just move your knife back and forth and just press against that opposite bone as you're riding it down, right? Again, all the way until you get to that bone at the bottom, and then press down, okay? So there you go. Right? Again, we cooked this guy, beautiful, medium rare over here, and you're just going to come through here with the rest of that rack, right? Obviously, or the lamb that's going to be cut closer to the shoulder of that guy is going to be a little more rare, right, than the other stuff. But this is looking absolutely delicious over here. So I'm just carving up this lamb, right, again, coming down, getting to that bottom, right, and just cutting directly through that bone over there. Oh,
Nice.
beautiful. So there you have it. The lovely rack of lamb over here. Looking so good. So I'm carving this lamb up, and we're just going to plate it up the rest of the way, which, Chef Jason, would you love to add the rest of these items on top over here?
We got our polenta.
Nice.
Which we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop this guy on our up top camera so you guys can see this. And so this polenta is all about the creaminess, okay? It's a little thick. It's totally perfect, right? Because we got to load it with the mascarpone, that butter. Oh yeah. We're going to our polenta down here. And then we're going to come in with our carrots. Right? We're going to kind of get a little crazy with those carrots.
Get a little wild with it.
And then we have our Gremolata, as we are not calling it, right?
Mm.
And I like to hit a little of this Gremolata on each lamb, right?
Yeah. And so if your lamb is a little bit underdone, you can always pop it back into the oven. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then we're going to spread the rest of the Gremolata over the carrots here. Ooh, you guys see that? Wow.
Nice.
Unbelievable dish here. And then our very last move, for anyone that got those truffles out there, you'll notice we hooked you guys up with a little bit of extra truffle.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to go ahead, take those truffles, we got them nice and clean for you, okay? We're going to shave those all over that dish.
Yeah. All over the top.
Wow. And then the very last move here is going to be to hit it with just a little bit of this truffle salt.
Nice.
All right. And so we got our
Beautiful.
lamb with white truffle over here. We're showing you guys a 360 degree view with this.
Look at that. 360 degrees of deliciousness.
It's looking so unbelievable.
Nice. So again, if your lamb is a little bit rare, closer to that other side, you can just pop that guy into the oven for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little longer to cook. If your lamb is just a little bit underdone, honestly, sometimes that has to do with the tempering, right? Especially when you're cooking meat on the bone. If it was a little bit cold when it goes in the oven, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So if not, it's no big deal. Just pop that lamb back in the oven for like 5 to 10 more minutes and it'll be perfectly cooked.
Yep. Over at Michael's house, I think they have ate all that lamb already.
All of the lamb has
that lamb
completely
is gone over there. Completely
no more
gone.
lamb. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Enjoy that lamb.
Thank you, guys.